friends! My name is Desiree, aka Mama Friendly, and I do all sorts of videos on this channel, from cooking videos to planner videos, vlogs, hauls, homeschool videos with a Disney twist, a little bit of everything. So if any of that sounds like fun to you, I hope that you'll subscribe and join me on my YouTube adventure. Today's video is a collab hosted by my friend Tiffany of Small Town 6 and Jessica of Jessica My Rose. It is the monthly grocery haul collab, and as always, I am here to bring you a gluten and dairy-free haul that I am going to be using to feed myself and my family for the next week or so. This haul is going to include 3 different stores. I tend to shop around and try to get the best prices for things that I know I'm gonna need, and then if there's other things that I need to fill in and maybe that store doesn't carry them, or it's just cheaper somewhere else by like a lot, like to make it worth the extra tip, etc., because we do still get all of our groceries delivered, then I will branch out and shop elsewhere. So this particular video, like I said, includes 3 different stores, and I'm gonna have the price of the overall haul listed at the end. As I mentioned, this is a collab, and that means that there's a playlist. So once you've watched my video, you can see what all of my friends did by clicking on that link in the description box. I'm also linking both Tiffany and Jessica's channels down below. All right, friends, let's get right into it. So we begin our first of 3 grocery hauls with a tiny Publix haul. I've been basically making a list. I know this feels very, very simple, but believe it or not everybody does this, and this is just me starting this habit out. I've been making a list of the things I need, and then actually shopping around and looking to see where I can find each thing cheapest before buying. Because before I would just buy for convenience. I don't want to get too many stores. I don't want to have to pay so many delivery fees. But the way food prices are going lately, it's worth it to pay more delivery fees from different stores rather than not shop around, because the price differences between foods, if something happens to be on sale, particularly things like eggs and proteins, it's worth it. It's worth it to pay more for more deliveries. So from Publix, I have 2, what are these? Boston butt roasts, paletas. I bought paletas de pollo because I wanted to make lechon, basically. So one of them is boneless and the other one isn't. I wanted both of them to be boneless, but there was only one in the whole store that was boneless. So I figured, okay, go ahead and get me another one that has the bone, but like maybe a little higher in weight, so that combined I can get 5 pounds of meat total. I think that that should work out. The one with bone was much cheaper. It's $2.49 a pound with the bone and $3.29 a pound without. Either way, I got what I needed, so I'm happy. To use for the pork, for at least one of the recipes with the pork, because what I've been doing lately is buying a huge quantity of some protein, cooking it very simply, very like simply seasoned, and then using that protein in multiple dishes throughout the week. So one of the things I'm going to do is something with these chipotles in adobo sauce. I've got some cilantro, and I've got some of my favorite dairy-free sour cream. And then lastly from Publix, I just got a couple bags of chips for the kiddo because they happen to be on sale this week. So tiny haul, but I just got what I needed. I just got what would be the most frugally minded at Publix. And then I've got an order coming from Sprouts soon. And later in the day, I'll be getting the rest of my groceries from Amazon Fresh. Alrighty, our second order of the day has arrived, and kiddo's up now, so you're going to be hearing some background noise, as is the norm. So, Sprouts. What did I get at Sprouts? Again, not much, but just basically what I needed that was cheapest there. So I got this gluten-free chicken tenders. This is our favorite brand for pretty much any prepared meat product, because they are gluten, dairy-free, casein-free. It's just a very clean brand of meats. And my son lately has shown some interest in these. It's hit or miss. The thing is that he likes them when they're like very slender like this, because then there's a good, I guess, breading to chicken ratio. If they're like chunkier pieces of meat where it's more meat than breading, then he's not interested in even trying it. And obviously in the bag you can't tell what's what. These are also mad expensive lately. You used to be able to get this bag for like $12. Now they're usually about $16 everywhere. This was on sale for $14, so I said, okay, let's go ahead and give it another try. We have some salmon You guys might know I'm still doing that cycle syncing, and oily fish is a big part of keeping your hormones happy. So I've got some sockeye salmon, 2 pounds worth. Yikes-a-do, but this is gonna give me probably like 4 or 5 meals, so pretty cool. Next, speaking of cycle syncing, carrots. I famously don't love carrots unless they're like just there as a flavoring agent, and then they're not going to play a big part in the meal. But carrots are great for regulating your estrogen. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to make myself a carrot souffle. I've posted that recipe on my channel before, so I'll leave it in the corner. It's absolutely delicious, and it's usually something I just make around the holidays. But it's the one recipe I've found where I can enjoy just carrots. You know what I mean? So in order to try to make it a little healthier, I'm gonna cut the sugar in half from my actual like original recipe. I'll give that a try and see how it goes. But I figure if there's gonna be any way that I'm gonna ingest carrots on a regular basis, that's gonna have to be it. I've also been putting away my son's Honeycrisp apples as I've been talking. So there they are. And the last thing I got from Sprouts, oh no, there's a couple things in here. I got a couple of these Nut Pods creamers. You guys know they're my favorite dairy substitute for everything. I use them in my coffees and my teas, but I also cook with them, bake with them. Anytime a recipe calls for milk, half and half, what have you. This is it right here. And they happen to be buy one, get one this week. And lastly, this is very much a treat. So, these Cocoa Mel's toffee bark, I usually avoid oats, oat milk, etc., even if they're gluten-free, because they just don't sit right in my tummy. But this in small quantities has done me okay, and they are so good. So this bag will last me all week because I'll literally just have like a tiny nibble after dinner, and it's a nice treat to have. Really tasty. My husband, who's a super picky eater and is used to eating regular milk, regular sugar, etc. in everything, even he enjoys these. I've only been able to find them at Sprouts though so far. Like even Amazon is not carrying them right now. But if you find these near you, I highly recommend that you give them a try because they're super good. Alright friends, so as you've seen here, I've got a ton of stuff from Amazon Fresh. Honestly, it's usually the cheapest prices for most things. So that's where I tend to get most of my groceries. So unloading here, I have one of these Tazo chai latte concentrates. I'm obsessed. They're not the best thing. Let me turn you guys down a little bit here. Because they're loaded with sugar and caffeine, and I usually drink decaf in the mornings with no sugar. But this is great, and I've been drinking it just with my Nut Pods. Speaking of, more decaf coffee because I'd run out. One of my favorite marineras, so I got a jar. And pineapple, that's mostly for a recipe, but I'll eat whatever's left over. Avocado oil for cooking with. I actually should have gotten some olive oil as well, but I completely forgot. We have a jar of salsa verde, which is something else that I'm going to be using with my big things of pork. Some gluten-free chicken broth, and I can't even believe I bought that, honestly, because I have so many bones and veggies in the freezer to make my own broth. But I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, because I've been meal prepping so much, I'm like out of Tupperware and I'm out of space in the fridge. So it was worth it to me to spend $4 on this chicken broth rather than have to make 3 gallons of broth in my Instant Pot and then wonder what the heck I'm going to do with it all. So I'm saving those bones and veggies for a rainy day. Right now I have the $4 to spend, and I'm going to use all of this in recipes, so I think that it'll be fine. Another bag of coffee, because like I said, I was out. And these bags of coffee were only $5. Maybe they're crap, but it's fine. All I need is just a little kick in the morning to get myself going. Before I forget, we got some toilet paper because, you know, you need it. Next, frozen stuff. We've got a bag of my favorite breakfast sausage. They're really tasty. They taste a lot like the kind you get at McDonald's, which maybe isn't everybody's standard of flavor, but I really like them. And there's enough calories, fat, and protein in that so that I can just have a couple with 2 or 3 eggs in the morning and I am full for hours. So it's really cheap and a very easy way to get a good start to your morning with lots of protein. Speaking of which, 18 eggs from Amazon Fresh is still under $6 and I don't see those prices anywhere else. So I continue to buy my eggs there. I got some tilapia, which is also usually like $7 or $8 for the pack, but it was on sale for $5 this week. A bunch of salami, Applegate of course, for the kiddo to munch on this week. And a pound of ground beef. I don't have any immediate plans for this, so it'll likely just go in the freezer. But again, ground beef everywhere. Organic, non-organic, lean, not lean, it really doesn't matter. I've been finding it everywhere for at least $8 a pound. Like no matter what kind of quality it is, I don't find it any cheaper than $8 a pound. This was $4.99 for the pound. So I don't have immediate plans for it, but I want to lock in that price and it can very easily fit in my freezer. I can use it at a later date. It's a couple small bags left. We've got a big old thing of chopped kale, organic kale. I'm gonna make a soup with some of it, and I'm going to make something with the pork with the rest of it. So maybe I should do a meal prep video. What do you guys think? Would you like to see how I take these groceries and turn them into something? Let me know if that sounds interesting to you. More Applegate stuff for the kiddo. This is just a bunch of pepperoni. I like to crisp them up in the oven and turn them into like pepperoni chips, and he loves eating them that way. Last thing we've got, I think I have to make some room here because the stove is full and you're not going to be able to see everything I'm showing you. So we've got some bananas that are intensely green. So it looks like I'm not going to be eating those for a minute, although my husband really loves super, super green bananas. So I might not even get to eat these because he might house them before I get a chance. And then we've got some blackberries, which were $3 something, very cheap around here anyway. And a pound of strawberries. I usually try to buy organic, but this was $4.99 I think for the pound. So I said, that's fine, a little pesticide every once in a while won't kill me. So that's the bulk of my groceries. Everything you've seen today will last me for about a week, with the exception of like, you know, the ground beef that I said was going to be for later. Obviously the coffee is not going to be gone in a week. Little bits here or there, but for the most part, I'm going to get through all of this with my family in about a week's time. And so I'm going to put at the bottom of the screen the total that I spent this week across all 3 stores. Alright friends, there you have it. I would love to know how these prices compare to similar items in your area. Do you tend to shop around this much, or are you the sort of person that just gets to one store and does all your shopping there? Prices be damned. Not gonna lie, I did that for a very long time too. I prefer the ease of just get in, get out, and get everything done all at once. But unfortunately, these days, it feels like shopping around is kind of a requirement. I'd like to remind you before you go to check out that playlist, and you can see what all of my friends bought this month as well. And I want to thank you all so much for being here and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope you'll please give it a big thumbs up. I'd also love it if you'd subscribe and click that notification bell because I post at least 3 times a week, and I wouldn't want you to miss a minute. Thanks so much again for watching. Bye!